What do you call a government that bombs hospitals, kills its own soldiers with reckless fire, and hides its failures behind lies? In Israel, they call it defense, but the world knows it as genocide. And at the center of it all stands Benjamin Netanyahu, not as a protector of his people, but as the architect of destruction. On September 28, 2025, while Gaza starves and burns, Netanyahu's own security cabinet and even the IDF chief were pushed out of secret talks on a so-called peace deal. Why? Because the truth is too dangerous to admit. Let's break it down. On this single day, chaos unfolded across Israel and Gaza. In the occupied West Bank, 20-year-old Staff Sergeant Inbar Avraham Kav was killed when a Palestinian driver rammed his truck into Israeli soldiers. But the investigation revealed something even darker. The soldier wasn't only hit by the truck, he was also struck by Israeli gunfire when his comrades opened fire blindly. The IDF killed its own. And still, the government pretends it's in control. Meanwhile, in Gaza City, the Shifa Hospital, already a symbol of Palestinian survival, was forced to evacuate its emergency ward. Israeli shells then hit the al-Hilu hospital, a small private clinic. The internet collapsed, patients were trapped, and yet again, Israel called it collateral damage. But ask yourself, when hospitals are bombed, when food is cut off, when water is poisoned, isn't that the very definition of war crimes? Here's the twist. Netanyahu goes on Fox News and insists that 20 hostages are still alive out of 48 taken since October 7, 2023. He claims Israel is committed to bringing them all home. But at the very same time, Hamas announced it lost contact with 2 hostages, likely killed in the bombings Netanyahu ordered. How can a leader bomb the very buildings where his own people are held, and still claim he's fighting for their freedom? But that's not all. Netanyahu's national security minister, Itamar Ben-Gvir, and the head of Israel's prisons are under investigation for tolerating settler violence. Yes, while Palestinians are starved and bombed, Israel's far-right government is accused of protecting extremist settlers who terrorize civilians. And yet Washington, London, and Brussels keep looking away. If Spain can sanction Israel, why can't the US cut the weapons flow? If celebrities like Jennifer Lawrence can stand on stage and call Gaza a genocide, why do Western leaders hide behind silence? This is bigger than Israel and Gaza. What happens here is a test for the world's conscience. On one side are nations like Spain, Ireland, and South Africa, who dare to act. On the other are the so-called champions of democracy, the US and UK, who arm the very regime accused of genocide. This double standard doesn't just kill Palestinians, it poisons global justice. It tells the world that international law is optional if you're powerful enough to ignore it. Even Syria is back in the headlines, with its president Ahmad al-Sharaa meeting Jewish leaders in New York to discuss security talks with Israel. The region is shifting, new alliances are forming, but Netanyahu's legacy is not peace. It's blood, rubble, and broken families. So let's be clear. History will not remember Netanyahu as a defender of Israel. It will remember him as the man who bombed hospitals, silenced his generals, and turned Gaza into a graveyard. It will remember the silence of Washington and London, and the courage of nations and people who refused to stay quiet. The question is, what will history say about you? Will you be one of those who scrolled past, or one of those who stood up? Spain has spoken. South Africa has spoken. Jennifer Lawrence has spoken. Now it's your turn. Share this story. Break the silence, because silence kills.